thing we're going to do, make sure you get yourself a nice, good-sized pan with a tight-fitting lid, because you are going to use the lid in this cooking process. So you want to make sure it seals good. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with a couple inches of water to begin with. And the reason I do that is because when you're putting your eggs in your pan, you don't want them to hit the bottom. Just the slight spot hitting on the bottom will make them crack. So you want to make sure that they have a soft landing. And then the second thing would be to add a little baking soda. Baking soda seems to help them peel just a little bit easier. You don't need much, maybe half teaspoon. And then you start putting your eggs in very carefully. And one thing about when you use eggs for boiling eggs, one of the main reasons that they're hard to peel after you cook them is because they're too old. And what happens with store-bought eggs, they go through a cleaning process that cleans off all the good stuff on the outside that the chickens leave there, and that's called the bloom. Well, when the bloom's gone, the eggshell is very porous, and it allows bacteria and oxygen to get into the egg. Now, what you want to do is make sure that all your eggs sit flat on the bottom. You get any mid-level floaters, pull them out, use them for frying or baking. Get any top floaters, toss them. Those are bad. So make sure you have fresh eggs. So then I'm going to finish filling this up just to cover the eggs with water. Then I'm going to set them on my burner, turn the burner on high, and let them come to a soft boil. And I have my little handy dander egg timer, my handy dander timer here. So once I put my lid on, it looks like they've come to a soft boil now. So we're going to turn our burner off. Leave it set on the burner, but turn the burner off. Put your lid on and hit your timer. I preset mine for 25 minutes. So I'll see you in 25 minutes to show you how perfect they are. Alright, looks like the eggs are about done. Timer's going off. Turn the timer off. Now, I've set that for 25 minutes. Those are large eggs. Medium eggs, you want to do 20 minutes. Large eggs, 25. Extra large, 30. Jumbos, 35. So, a key and note, 5 minutes for every different size egg. And if you have a question again, you can put it in the comment. So, my eggs are done. Now, I'm just going to use my lid and pour the water off as much as I can. And leave them in the pan and just run cold water on them. Now this one here broke open a little bit. It's perfectly fine. But the rest of them, they look like they're pretty good. So I'm going to run this water until I can hold them in my hand without burning. You don't need to dunk them in ice and get them cold. Actually, when you go to peel them, you want to make sure they're a little bit warm still, because that helps. Okay. Looks like we've got, they're good. Now for the moment of truth. We're going to open one up and see what we got. The perfect boiled egg. No gray. Now I set mine for 25 minutes. If you're off 2 or 3 minutes, that's fine. Here, I'm going to give it to my cameraman. So I'm just going to start peeling these things. Remember, it's a lot easier to peel them when they're warm. Shell will come right off. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these. I'm going to put them in my bowl. Once they're done, I'm going to put my little lid on it, put it in the fridge, and voila. Now, just to recap, you want to make sure you have fresh eggs. You want your eggs to lay on the bottom of the pan. You don't want any floaters. If they start floating, don't use them to boil. And the reason is that they've started to dry out and you'll never get them peeled right. Add baking soda, not baking powder. The difference between baking soda and baking powder is that baking powder has flour in it. So you don't want any floury eggs. So I'm going to do these and then I'll finish the rest later. So if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, anything you didn't understand that I did, just leave it down in the comments. And if there's any other little tips and tricks you'd like to know on how to make stuff that you never knew, your grandma didn't teach you, feel free to leave questions in the comments. I've worked in kitchens for 50 years doing mostly breakfast and lunch, so I can cook eggs any way you want. Maybe my next video will be showing you how to flip an egg in a pan, how to cook it to over easy, over medium, over hard, however. So have a good day, enjoy the video, leave the comments, send them to your friends, like and subscribe to Nerds and Nomads, and we'll see you next time.